tell us your first and last name and the correct way to spell it, please?
Yes, my name is Trooper Ashlee Wellman. That's A-S-H-L-E-E, last of W-E-L-L-M-A-N. The Public Information Officer for the Nevada Highway Patrol.
What are we investigating here? What's happening?
So at approximately 6:58 a.m., the Nevada Highway Patrol responded to a fatal crash in the area of I-15 northbound, just north of Jean. Upon arrival, it was determined that a gray Honda was traveling northbound just behind a semi, and for unknown reasons failed to decrease its speed, causing the front of the Honda to strike the rear of the semi. Unfortunately, the driver of the Honda was pronounced deceased on scene. There was a passenger in the Honda, and they have been transported to UMC Trauma in critical condition. We currently have a hard road closure set in place on IR-15 northbound, and traffic is being diverted off at the Jean off-ramp.
How long do we expect the closure to last?
We anticipate at least 2 hours, maybe longer.
Both occupants of the Honda are females?
They are females. We do not know at this time. It's too early in the investigation to determine if they're adults or juveniles.
How about the driver of the semi? Was he her or she her? And
the driver of the semi is a male adult, and he did not sustain any injuries at this time.
Is it too early to tell if impairment is believed to play a role for either driver?
It's too early in the investigation to determine that.
Was the person parked, or was the truck parked, or were they both driving?
No, the truck was also traveling northbound in front of the Honda before the collision occurred.
And at some point, Honda didn't stop and just went straight in the back of the semi.
Correct. And for unknown reasons, the vehicle failed to decrease its speed, striking the rear of the semi. The semi did lose its rear tires, as you can see behind me, and that was from the accident, the actual crash.
And the Honda ended up off the road?
Correct. After impact, the vehicle was diverted onto the right side shoulder.
I know it's too early in the investigation. Freeway is a dangerous place. What's the best way to tell drivers how to prevent accidents and avoid collisions like this? We don't know what the cause is, but not trying to put it on the spot, but what's the best way to say, hey, you gotta be safe, folks, and pay attention?
Yeah, with highway speeds of at least 65 miles an hour, speed is always a factor, and you need to be always aware of your surroundings as well as what other drivers are doing. You need to make sure you're paying full attention. Don't be on your cell phone and be messing with the radio, because anything can happen in that fast of a second, especially dealing with speeds of 65 miles an hour or faster. So please just always be aware of your surroundings, and we call it being an aggressive driver to an extent, so that way you're always prepared to react if something happened.
So having this northbound lanes closed is obviously going to cause some problems for commuters. What are you having them do as far as detouring? Where are you having people go?
Yeah, so right now we have a hard closure in place on 15 northbound. Everybody is being diverted off at the Jean off-ramp, and you can take the Las Vegas Boulevard northbound all the way to town. So we do not have too much backup at this time. We're hoping it stays like that. It's going pretty smoothly, but we are diverting everybody off at Jean.
Was there any indication that the Honda, any of the passengers were not wearing a seatbelt, or were they both wearing seatbelts?
I do not know that information at this time.
In terms of the detour, I know, it depends on the time of day, but just roughly how many more minutes does it usually add to the commute when you take Las Vegas Boulevard instead of the highway, just to kind of have an idea of what the detour?
So your speed's going to decrease tremendously on the Las Vegas Boulevard. I believe it's 45 miles an hour compared to 65 or 70. So you're going to have to take that into account. But ultimately, it just depends on the weekend. It depends on how many people are coming to town, leaving town. Just multiple different factors will play a part in that. So.
Is this a common area for accidents? I know the last couple of days there's actually been a couple accidents in this exact mile marker. Is this a common area lately, or is this just
not so much? I haven't seen an increase lately, but again, it depends if it's a holiday weekend, if people aren't paying fully attention, if people aren't wearing their seatbelts. Everything plays factors into possibly a crash. So it just depends.
Was there any factors I know the sunrise is around 6:15 right now. Was the sun in their eyes at 6:58 by any chance?
That would mean me speculating, and I do not know the answer to that. And again, it's so early in the investigation. Maybe we'll be able to get some more clarification on what actually occurred. as they further the investigation.
And the driver of the semi is cooperating with you guys?
Yes, the driver of the semi is cooperating with law enforcement.
Any idea what they're carrying?
No, I do not know that at this time.
I think we're good.
Is there any plates from, you know what the plates are from the car or the semi? Like,
No,
where they're
I
from?
do not know that at this time.
I think we're good.
Did you mention how the victims were transported?
So the passenger of the Honda was transported by by ambulance to UMC Trauma due to the fact that air unit did land, but the passenger was not in stable enough condition to be transported by air. So it was transported by an ambulance to UMC Trauma.
Still in critical condition?
Still in critical condition.
Airbags did deploy on the vehicle?
Correct.
All right, you guys good?
Yeah.
Thank you.